Three signs that your higher self is trying to wake you up. Now, the first one might surprise you. Depression. Usually depression is seen as something negative, something bad, something to be avoided. But if you look at depression from a spiritual, energetic perspective, a new light might shine on the topic. And that is because in a depressed person, usually the Kundalini energy is very active, reaching the higher chakras. That's why many depressed people can have great clarity of thought and creativity. Usually because they're depressed, the thoughts that come in are not that pleasant. But if you look at society and people who have made great contributions, especially artists, in music, in things that require creativity, you'll see a lot of depressed people. Plath, Van Gogh, Charles Dickens, Frida Kahlo, all these people reported struggling heavily with depression. Okay? On the spiritual community, you have people like Eckhart Tolle, Byron Katie, who also had their awakening, moments of enlightenment, battling depression. Usually what society tries to do is to lower that Kundalini energy so that you can socially engage, be normal. But this is the opposite of what your higher self desires you to do. That depression is meant to be an alarm, a signal for you to rise up to the next higher level of consciousness, for you to evolve. So if you're struggling with depression, this might be a sign to really go within, reflect on your life, and make some massive changes. Little things that help with depression on a certain level here in the 3D is exercising, making sure your vitamin levels like vitamin D, K2, magnesium, etc., those are attended to, that they are balanced. Okay, but on an emotional, mental, and spiritual side, you need to do some serious inner work so that you can transform yourself and experience a rebirth through this very, very powerful depression. I myself, before I had my awakening, I went through a dark night of the soul. I couldn't bear to be alive. I wanted to disappear from the earth, but I had a really strong principle that I would never take my life. But I was struggling really bad. That depression, the pain, became a catalyst that sent me on a journey to explore my inner world, to heal myself. And then, by healing myself, I learned so much that innately, naturally, I wanted to help other people who were on a similar journey. So, in a way, depression is one of the best things that could ever happen to me, all right? I'll talk a little bit more about the things that you can do towards the end of the video. The next one is synchronicities, all right? Your higher self can communicate with you in many, many different ways, through intuition, realizations, aha moments. Synchronicities is one of those that it's a great way, especially if you don't have other higher senses developed, like clairaudience, clairvoyance, or even your intuition. You might start seeing synchronicities, notice certain patterns, numbers, or you thought about something and then boom, you open a book, you see it there. You had a conversation and then you heard a song or read a poem or read a book where the topic is there. For example, when I read Conversations with God, oh my God, I've never had so many synchronicities with another book than that one. It was just like, it was written for me. And I know many people have had those experiences with that book or other books. That is your higher self trying to guide you. Okay, so pay attention to those synchronicities. Even better, write them down so that you can connect the dots and move forward. Make some changes. Pay attention, listen, and take action. The next one is abrupt life changes. Right? Sometimes losing a job, you might feel content comfortable in your job, and all of a sudden, for whatever reason, the company got bought, a new boss came in, or they were doing some layoff, you lose your job, and all of a sudden your life has turned upside down. Or a divorce, or moving to another country or another place. Things, abrupt changes like that can cause you to move, literally, your energy and physically to a new set of people, circumstances. People, places, time, things, and events all of a sudden are transformed, and your reality changes. Sometimes in the moment we might feel like, it's a curse, or it's, why is this happening to us? But then when everything falls into place, we look back and we say, oh my goodness, thank God this happened to me. Because if not, then I don't know what my life would have been. And this has certainly happened many times in my life. For example, when I was going through college and doing my master's degree in psychology, my soul just kept saying, this is not for you. And that's another time where I struggled with depression. And soon after, that led me to get into energy healing, drop out of college. It caused some ripple effects with my family. They thought I was nuts for following that mission. No one could understand me, but I knew it was right. In relationships, I went to many different toxic relationships. And my previous relationship, now I'm with my beloved. I'm happy. We've been together for over 13 years. We're married. We have a beautiful daughter. But before that, I had one of the worst relationships, if not the worst, and at the same time the best, because it gave me so much, showed me so much about who I am, and it gave me so much to work on. And it prepared me to meet my wife, because I said, I cannot deal with this anymore. I need to do change. I need to do something about it. I need to heal. And that's what happened. And throughout my life, I've moved around many different places, moved to different countries, continents. And in a way, sometimes your higher self wants you, based on your DNA, to work on the frequency grid of different stargates throughout the world. So you might be moving energetically, and follow that, all right? It might be challenging at first, but this is all part of the greater plan, okay? Now, what will make this an easier journey for you? Well, clear energetic blockages. These are the energetic blockages that magnetize you to low frequency people, places, time, things, and events. Auric attachments, karmic imprints, integrating your shadow self. Cords of attachments with other people. For example, in that relationship that I was talking about before I met my wife, one of the things that really catapulted me to a new frequency was clearing, transmuting cords of attachments I had with that person. Also was unwinding, transmuting the guilt that I had that magnetized me to that relationship and being in that dynamic of victim, tyrant, etc. Because that guilt kind of fueled my compassion. I felt guilty, unconscious guilt for things that I had done in past lifetimes. And I wanted to compensate for that guilt by trying to save that other person who identified as a victim. So all these things play a role. So you need to work on yourself, clear yourself, preferably doing some serious advanced healing that helps you unwind those things permanently, all right? And this is what I did for myself. This is what I do for people, all right, during private sessions or in my programs. The other one is learn how to process emotions, okay? Because emotions are energy in motion, and we've been conditioned to resist emotions, to suppress emotions, and that keeps the energy stagnated. And then that unresolved energy as well becomes a magnet to these undesirable experiences, people, places, events. So learn how to process emotions. Okay, that's also something I teach. Okay, but there are many books out there, many programs. So get into that. Learn advanced manifestation techniques. Okay, because if you learn how to manifest from your higher self, it's a game changer. Most people, they're manifesting from their ego. Okay, which is basically 3 levels of awareness: physical body, subconscious mind, emotional body, and mental body, right? And it has a lot of issues of control, survival, etc. But when you tap to the higher levels of your higher self, from the heart chakra and up, you can use your astral intelligence, your superconscious mind, and it's just faster, more effective, and in divine right timing, divine right order. Because the ego is attached to results, wants to control the outcome, and it causes a lot of chaos and drama. So learn how to manifest from your higher self, right? I'm going to put down in the description some links. For example, I have free sessions on cutting cords of attachment. So if you're interested in that, that's something major for many people. Check the links down below. The next one is learn how to communicate with your higher self. I also have a free session on that, link down below. Your higher self is communicating with you all the time, consistently. But many people, they just don't have the antennas. They don't have the brain centers, the energy centers turned on. But you can do this. This is something that you can cultivate, right? Things like meditation obviously help, but there are some things that you can do more specifically to turn on those brain centers, higher sensory perception, sharpen your intuition, your antenna for noticing synchronicities, so that you can effectively communicate with your higher self. You can receive the messages, and with the advanced manifestation technique and learning how to connect to your higher self, which is something I also teach, you can also send messages to your higher self, right? Not only receive messages, but communicate both ways and say, this is my intent, this is what I desire, I need support on this. And that is how you get to consciously engineer your life. And then finally, follow your intuition, right? This is one of the higher senses most people have innately. Follow your intuition, because sometimes we get intuitions, we get, these gut feelings, and we don't listen, we don't take action, okay? And so your higher self is constantly saying, hey, this is a possibility, this is a probable future that awaits you, but you gotta meet that frequency. You gotta resonate with that brilliant probable future so that it can become a reality. Otherwise, your higher self respects, it honors, it loves your free will. It never will try to force you to do something, but it will certainly try to remind you, this is the way, this is the way. And you gotta listen, and you gotta align with that. You gotta resonate with that. So going back to the first one, working on yourself. Clearing, transmuting, unwinding that junk, that energetic baggage, so that you can upgrade and raise your frequency, activate your DNA, embody your higher self, and that way you can resonate with those brilliant, probable futures where your life purpose is flowing, you meet the love of your life, a conscious relationship, you can get to manifest abundance, you can heal, you can manifest, etc. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please share it, send it to someone who would resonate with this information. Much love to you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.